when I graduated from college, I discovered that history and literature majors are not exactly a hot commodity. So I hated applying for jobs, but I had heard of this thing called networking, which to my understanding involved talking to people who already had jobs so that later they would give you a job. So when my soccer teammate Jeff, who was in his mid-30s and worked for the government, said, you know, I have a lot of Hill connections, why don't you send me a resume? I sent it to him immediately, and he responded that it looked great and we should meet up for drinks to discuss it. And I was like, oh my god, like it's happening! He'll get me a communications job and I'll leverage that into being a speechwriter for a visionary politician. I'll write about the great ideas of our time. I will be Deputy White House Communications Director to the Seaboard. So we meet up, and a couple minutes in, he leans over his drink and says to me, "Parlez-vous le français?" And I'm like, oh, he's noticed the additional skills section of my resume. So I say, oui, mais seulement un peu, which is yes, but only a little bit. And then he says a lot of stuff in French that I don't understand. I think he says something about my dress, but that seemed unprofessional, and I had only taken one seminar of introductory French, so I'm not really confident in my translation. And I thought I had masked my lack of comprehension really well with smiling and nodding and enthusiastic gestures. So I wasn't about to alert him to my actual proficiency level. So I chalked that up as a misunderstanding on my part. And after we finished our drinks, he suggested that we grab dinner at a little French cafe nearby. And I thought, great, like another chance to show off my ability to smile and nod and point in a second language. And after we finished eating, he waved away my offer to split the check, which I thought was a little weird. But then I was like, well, maybe he can write this off as a business expense, which would mean I'm being recruited. So I go home, I sit my roommates down, and I'm like, guys, don't be upset, but we might not be roommates for very much longer. I just had a very successful networking sesh, and once I get this job, I'll be able to afford my own place. Now, the news of my impending move did not upset my parents as much as I thought it would. And then I was like, oh, they're probably just putting on a brave face. So I go on to tell them about my bright professional future, and my dad interrupts, and he's like, yeah, you know you were on a date, right? Coffee is networking. Drinks and dinner, that's a date. And I'm like, nah. And he goes, well, did he ask you out again? And I'm like, I didn't know that's what he was doing. Like, I thought it was like a second round interview. Like, first he asked me to sushi, and then if I was free next week, and only when I said yes to both of those questions did he ask me if I wanted to go to dinner, so I couldn't say no. How do I get out of this? So we went to dinner the next week. Partly because confronting Jeff seemed awkward, and partly because I wanted to prove my dad wrong, and partly because I still thought I might get a job out of this. And after we finished eating and Jeff asked for the check, he says to me, do you know what the best wine in the world is? And I'm like, no, I just graduated from college. I don't know anything about wine. And he goes, well, it's a Pinotage, which is a blend of grapes found only in South Africa. Would you like to try the best wine in the world someday? And I'm like, sure, someday. Because who says no to that question? bottle in my apartment across the street. Why don't we go grab a glass? Now, at this point, I had figured out we probably weren't networking. But he had laid down this conversational Chinese finger trap that I wasn't sure how to get out of without being impolite or hurting his feelings. And it was the best wine in the world. How many chances do you get to try that? So we're sitting on his couch, sipping our Pinot Noir, and he leans over his glass to me and he goes, "Do you consider yourself a risk taker?" I know. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "I don't think you're a risk taker." And I think, well, I did follow you here. And he continues, "When there's a risk taker and a not risk taker, the risk taker has to take the risk." And I think, what kind of noun cluster is a not risk taker? Like, someone can be risk averse, or maybe she's not a risk taker, but she can't be a not risk taker. That's not even a phrase. And he asks, "Do you want me to take a risk right now?" And I kind of get where this is going. So I say, "Thank you, but no thank you. I don't think that's necessary. But again, thank you." And he goes, "Well, a risk taker takes the risk." And I can't argue with that logic. And as he goes in for the kiss, all I can think is, if I had just majored in computer science, none of this would be happening to me right now. So I pull away and I'm like, "I'm so sorry if I misled you. I really enjoy your company, but I'm just not looking to get involved with anyone right now." And he says, "Oh, that's okay. We can keep this casual." I knew it! I knew I wasn't going on dates. I was being groomed for a casual sexual relationship. Take that, Dad! And with that, I downed my wine because no wine left behind. And I bolted. And in the cab ride home, I thought, maybe there are things worse than writing cover letters. Neither of us got the jobs we were hoping for that evening. But I did get to try the best wine in the world.